All right. So, unless you were living under a rock this weekend, which if you were, that's probably a good thing because it means you weren't looking at your phone. But ChatGPT is completely blowing up. They have like 1 million users in just a handful of days. And it is essentially this prompting system which can answer questions, can write stories for you, can write a poem for you, can even create code. Um, Similar technology to Stable Diffusion and Dolly, which create images from prompts. But yeah, it's like kind of the latest in AI, and it's completely insane what it's capable of. You know, it's not 100% perfect, but it scored like a 1080 on the SATs, which, you know, isn't great, but it's good. So if you go to my page, Sean, just a couple things, write a satirical headline about social media censorship. Facebook's new algorithm, if you don't agree with us, will just silently block you. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not horrible. Like it knows how to write jokes. Like it understands irony. I even did, asked for an ironic statement, and it was able to come up with that. But interestingly, it's not open source. So the company OpenAI, which developed it, started out as like an open source nonprofit group, and then actually Elon was a part of it early on and left, and now they are proprietary but still calling themselves open. And yeah, did you guys play with it at all?
No, but you said the story. How long did it take for that story to get generated, Bill?
About 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's wild. Bill sent me a story last night. It was like, probably 5 paragraphs long or something.
Yeah, it even had like, go ahead.
I was to say I haven't played with it. Do you have to sign up for it? It looks like maybe you have to sign. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's bringing up a lot of interesting questions about like school that I've seen. Like people could use this to like do their homework for them and write essays, and like the essays would literally get like a 10, like an A- level essay. You can get it to write for you by prompting the questions. So I'm interested in like what that's going to do. I don't know.
You can get very specific. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's good and bad. So like if you go to Twitter, just search the ChatGPT thread on Twitter, or I haven't checked it out on. I just know that there's some really viral ones on there. So like you can have it do things in a certain style. Like you could say, write an essay about postmodernism in the writing style of Shakespeare, and it would do it like very accurately.
Can we generate one on the podcast for fun?
I mean, if I can share my screen. Well, actually, no, it's on my phone. I would have to.
It's okay.
Let me see if I can. I might be able to sign in.
How long does it take to log in? I can just make one quick. We can edit it out.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, just log in. Scroll down. Yeah, there you go. Ooh. You guys sign up.
Since you did it.
Yeah, they did. They did some big partnership with Microsoft, I think.
All right, we're in. So what are we going to say? Who has
do something about mines, specific to mines, like write a
just do write a just say write an article about mines.com
or mine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd be super interested to say.
Minds.com is a social networking content sharing platform that's been gaining popularity in recent years. It was founded in 2011 by Bill Ottman and John Ottman with the aim of providing a more open and transparent alternative to other social media sites. One of the key features of Minds.com is commitment to privacy and free speech. Unlike many other social media platforms, Minds.com does not censor or restrict the content of that its users post, as long as it's not illegal or harmful. That's an interesting little add-on. I don't know exactly what that means. This has made it a popular destination for those who value their freedom of expression and want to share their thoughts and ideas without fear of being silenced. In addition to providing a space for free expression, Minds.com also rewards its users for their participation on the site. Users can earn points and tokens by posting content, commenting on other posts, and engaging with the community. These points and tokens can then be used to boost their content, purchase premium features, or even be converted to real world currency. Yep, that is not something that we would necessarily say, but Minds.com has also implemented a number of other features that set it apart from other social media platforms. For example, it has an encryption feature that allows you to send private messages to each other securely. It also has a built-in news feed that showcases a curated selection of the most popular and trending content on the site. Overall, Minds.com offers a unique and refreshing alternative to other social media platforms. Its commitment to privacy and free speech, combined with its reward system and innovative features, make it an appealing option for those looking to connect with others and share their ideas. I mean, I'd give it a
Good
B.
article.
It's a B.
Yeah,
The fact that it just did it that quickly though, and is mostly pretty accurate, bumps it up to like a B+, A- at least, I think.
And
let's do it.
And John, that's
yeah.
So to Jack's point, where I know we have copy out there, we have a bunch of stuff on the company out there. Like, where is it actually pulling these?
We don't know. That's part of the problem with this whole app is that no one really understands. The model is not open. So let's try something more obscure. Like, say, write a joke about the Babylon Bee and AOC.
Oh, is it still thinking?
No, just let it go. Yeah,
Okay.
just let it.
Oh, it might take. Oh, I gotcha.
Let's see if it can make us laugh.
Wow, this is crazy.
So, I mean, I'm definitely interested in AI assisted technology. I think that there's a lot of cool applications in social media. I mean, people are already building this in to Google search results, Twitter, Discord. So I would definitely do something on Minds where like you could have an AI generated avatar or media alongside your posts, or yeah, I mean, it's similar to like, Grammarly, which just helps you punctuate. And wow, this one's taking a long time.
Did I refresh? Like start over?
I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend that.
Maybe the AOC acronym is tricking it.
Like Alexandria
Ocasio-Cortez. It's funny when AOC like have you seen clips of her in certain speeches and she'll like randomly bust into like a serious like accent?
Yeah. I'm Hispanic. I grew up with a lot of Hispanics, so yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. They roll the R,
But she'll do it like only in certain situations where she's like trying to appeal to.
It's like a family guy joke.
Yeah,
that's what's gross about it.
Yeah,
it's like so obvious when people do it too. You're like, okay, we didn't need that little extra flair at the end. But
Sean, I'd love to hear some of your flair.
I don't have any. I have none. I always got made fun of.
I don't understand what's going on. Just do a hard refresh. Copy the joke and do a hard refresh. This is it never took this long over the weekend.
Yeah, like we just had to.
We jammed it up.
Or you found the limits of it.
Something seems to have gone wrong. Just take out her. Say just Babylon B.
Okay.
Write a joke about the Babylon B.
They did put some filters in it. I saw people were.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To get away from the Babylon B's fake news.
That's hilarious.
I mean, they have a lot of logic that's just like these templates. So let's do one more. Write a poem in the style of Charles Bukowski.
Mm.
No, only K.
My favorite Miles Davis song.
About censorship. Censorship, oh censorship, you try to silence our words, but like a stubborn weed, we will always be heard. You may block our voice and hide our thoughts away, but in the end, it's clear that you can't stop what we say. I don't know. This isn't Bukowski enough for me. For our words are powerful; they will not be tamed. We will speak our truth and our message. No, this is just not Bukowski.
Fail.
Yeah, it's a fail. Bukowski is much more harsh. All right, last one, seriously. All right, write a essay in the style of Hunter S. Thompson. No. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I guess it even took your typo.
Yeah, it took my typo, yeah.
The American dream is dead. At least that's what they tell us. But is it really, or has it simply evolved in something different, something less tangible and more elusive than the promise of a white picket fence over to? Dude, yeah, this is pretty good. I, for one, refuse to believe that the dream is dead. I believe that it lives on, but it's up to each and every one of us to define it for ourselves and to fight for it. It's a personal thing, this dream, and it means different things to different people. For some, it's about success and wealth. For others, it's about freedom and the ability to live life in their own terms. Make no mistake, pursuing the dream is not easy. It requires hard work, determination, willingness to take risks. See, this is trailing off for me. It's not gritty enough.
No.
It's
But
the first paragraph was okay.
You know what's interesting though? I mean, especially from a creator standpoint, there's a lot of people that just don't have time to write a lot of copy. And if you're trying to get a press release out there, if you're trying to do something, I mean, this is like very helpful.
That's the thing. Like you could use this to basically get your foundation down, and then you go in and edit.
Yeah. Like seriously, like I mean, even for Minds, it gave such a great starting point that if you're like whoseminds.com, and say you didn't have any copy, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you could have entire persona. You could, and people have already started doing this. You can have an entire website that is completely AI generated, and it's just pulling from trending topics and auto generating articles based on what's trending. Like, I bet you that there's going to be somebody, if there hasn't already been, who creates a complete AI website that becomes like a very popular destination. Just, with no labor.
Yeah, it's really possible.
It's getting worked really hard, but it's also going to happen with video too. Like, you're going to be able to feed it an image of yourself, and then you not only will it be able to generate text or images, it'll be able to generate video. So you're going to have like entire YouTube or video personalities who are just completely AI. So it's pretty wild, but it looks like it's getting pressed to its compute capabilities. So, all right, well, let's look at the Twitter files coverage. And I think that it was really interesting. They dropped the first wave about the Hunter Biden behind the scenes, and essentially people just all the skeptics are so funny, like saying that, it means nothing. This is just obvious internal communication. There was no order by the Biden administration. And it does appear that there was not specifically an order from the Biden administration or, any of the Democrats to take it down. However, there were requests that they published of the Biden team asking to take down Hunter's dick pics, which, I think that it's understandable that they would make that the request would get made, but I don't think it's appropriate to use like those types of back channels for like personal requests like that.
Right.
So you know, the New York Times didn't even cover this until yesterday. They waited like multiple days when realistically it should have been covered. Also, oddly, ChatGPT has not been touched by the New York Times. But I mean, the whole idea of Elon leaking docs from his own company is hilarious. And it's also, and he's using it to drive engagement like on his own platform. So the whole thing was live tweeted, and he's treating it almost like a, you know, Netflix episodic series. And it's just really smart. Like, and no one else is in a position to do this, because if like you could never do this on, like, Zuckerberg could never do this, Google could never do this, because they all are hiding their own secrets. But it's like, because it's never really happened before, that like such a massive, like this is one of the biggest acquisitions like in tech history. So it's just I don't know. I think that it's definitely the right move. And he's obviously still has some interesting hypocrisy with the fact that he hasn't unbanned, you know, everybody yet. But I still think that it's cool overall. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was really I'm was wondering if you guys had like an idea on when do you think he is going to start unbanning people, because he did say last week. Have you guys seen any major unbannings?
Well, he obviously he's unbanned quite a few people already, but I mean,
Right. But I meant like last, you know,
Right.
remember they had like the list of all the accounts, the one that had like 5 million and 5 that had 1 million.
Yeah, that's wild.
I didn't see any. Yeah. But
No,
yeah,
No,
I have
there
no.
hasn't.
Like, I think it's great though that he's releasing these Twitter files. It's a good step in the right direction. You know, he's not delivering perfectly on everything he promised, but he is delivering slowly.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah, go ahead.
more
Bill.
is probably going to come out today. And it was just crazy to see everybody attacking Taibbi so hard, and like
I
this
know.
swarm of journos just kind of all saying the same thing, like, oh, you're running PR for, you know, billionaire. And it's just like, it's just unbelievable to demean this. And it just goes to show that they're going to keep acting like it's there's no end to their willingness to kind of turn a blind eye to what is going on. Like, it's going to come out that, you know, particularly with all the COVID stuff, that there's going to be a massive volume of government requests that were just accepted blind, you know, like without pushback from all the big we already basically know this. And Trump, I'm sure, Trump ban is going to show a bunch of, you know, inappropriate revolving door, and they're still just going to act like, you know, it's not censorship. They're still just going to say, oh, well, you know, it was just a request.
Yeah. Whoops. What was your take on Taibbi being chosen?
Yeah, he's a great choice. I mean, he's a real journalist. I mean, he's a liberal. He has, you know, had a great career. People, I mean, he's balanced. He doesn't have an agenda. My only criticism with his whole release was that he kind of took it easy on Dorsey. Like, he basically said, he said that he didn't have any knowledge of any of it.
He didn't know about this, right? I thought that was weird too. I'm like, he didn't know anything. Like,
even if he didn't, it just is. He still should have put some heat on him in his writing. Like, it's like, he's the CEO,
right?
He did have knowledge. He had knowledge of how he was running his moderation, and how he was running his moderation was to be, you know, ignorant to it, and to basically just like he 100% knew. The thing is that these deplatforming events were happening one after another. So
Right.
to say that he didn't, it's like he had knowledge, and because there was stuff that had been happening for years before this. All the people, Carl, who got banned, it's like he knew every time this happened. And so, yeah, it feels a little bit like they're covering for him because they're friends with him.
Yeah, I mean, he was on with Vijaya and Tim and on Rogan, like Tim obviously was giving him, examples then, at that point. And
right. And that was well before Hunter Biden.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It was interesting. Yeah. I thought Taibbi was a good choice. I like him. It's just, the reason I asked is because it's just kind of interesting. He could have went with a corporate piece. He could have had someone from the New York Times or even, from CNN or whatever. But yeah, he chose to go with like an independent, which I thought it's kind of like showcases the time, the times we're in, which was cool to see.
I mean, yeah, he's giving them access to an insane amount of corporate data. So I think that it's understandable that he would go to a journalist that he thinks has integrity as opposed to going to a mainstream outlet. But he's giving it to multiple outlets. He just announced that he gave access to Barry Weiss. And like Tim tweeted, he was like, "Hey man, can we get access? Our team wants to write about it." So I think there's a lot of journalists that want in.
Yeah, I thought the attack on Elon for being like a billionaire is very strange because like who are they doing PR for? They're doing PR for like big pharma and like the government. It's like, I don't know. It's like everyone's doing PR for someone, but
Bezos owns the Washington Post.
Is someone like moving a bunch of files around too or something?
Yeah, what's the...
Sorry, that was me.
All good.
He's doing deep.
All right, cool. He's cleaning up his desktop. It's probably a total mess. My desktop is absolutely atrocious. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, I just
it requires like a cleaning every once in a while, but
gotta get those.
Not when we can all hear it.
Caught red-handed.
He's moving his movie. His movie.
I knew it was you, Mantone.
Yeah, who else really?
Well,
but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see the rest of the Twitter files. I saw, I think someone tweeted maybe it was us, but that was, if that's really episode 1, then there's probably a lot more juicier stuff that they're waiting to drop. And
that's
they could be setting all these people up, like
exactly.
It's like a honeypot.
Exactly.
If Elon's not.
I forget what the tactic is. It's like a fake out tactic. Like
it's a honeypot.
It's a honeypot.
Attract all of the people into there by like as a trick, and then you see all of them.
And it's so obvious that this is only the tip of the iceberg and not the juicy stuff, because the scale of censorship that happened during COVID, I mean, the Hunter Biden was just like, it was bad, really bad, and it was right before the election, but it's a singular isolated incident. COVID is like years of mass censorship. And then, so I wonder if they'll do it by timeline. So like maybe they do Trump next, because God, those emails are going to be juicy.
Exactly. Like they must have all of that stuff if he has that. So like, there's going to be, it's like episode 2, Trump, episode 3, COVID. It's like going to get crazier and crazier probably.
Yeah. Do we know when the next one is? Because they are doing another live space, right? Twitter space.
Why is he doing the spaces like with the people he's doing them with? That was confusing me a little bit.
Had 1.1 million.
I was in that space right after he left, and it's crazy. Like a lot of people that were, that are on Minds, and that we know we're like in there talking. Ian is like buddy, Mr. Elon buddy now. What? Yeah, Ian Miles Strong.
Oh, Ian Miles Strong. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's on Minds, and he's like such a Elon reply guy at this point.
Yeah.
And it's great. I understand. It's like, of course you're gonna do that. If you start engaging on his posts and he's replying to like everything you like, of course you're gonna keep going. But the fact that Elon's just hopping in spaces with citizen journalist types and just directly talking about the issues. So we got to keep an eye on that, because I definitely want to hop in and try to talk. I'm sure that we could. And I think that they're going to keep doing it more. So
it sounds like they have another one coming up. That's why I was wondering if anyone knew when that next one
it's
is.
the Mario something, Orifal or something. He's been running them, and then also this girl Tara Bull. Let's see, what's her name? She actually, after we posted the viral Zuckerberg wrote Tara Bull 808. After we posted the viral Zuckerberg clip, she hit us up. She was like, "Oh, we should definitely do a space about this." And she was one of the speakers in the one last night. And
cool.
She's big into crypto and all this stuff and Tesla, and is like sort of a whiz with the spaces. So yeah, it's crazy. It's just like alternative media with a direct line now.
That's great. And that's kind of, that's what Trump brought to the power politics landscape, was the fact that he was interacting with independent outlets. And I thought that was actually a really smart strategy by his team. Because that's, if you look at the failing model of the corporate press, less and less people are listening to it, and they're moving over to other platforms, alternatives. And if you want to get your message across to everyone, I think you need to do both. I think, and Trump really did that when he was the president. I don't know how many independent journalists Biden has retweeted. I don't think, but Trump was constantly doing it. So
it's so funny that Trump is playing like, hard to get with coming back to Twitter.
Of course he is.
He kind of has to, though.
I mean, he just built his whole own thing. Yeah, he's like.
Did you see the funny
give all
meme?
that back to Elon?
The meme of like it's like the monk guy, and he's like praying, and there's the girl bending over.
Yeah,
he's like praying not to go for it. It's like there's one of that as Trump and the girl Twitter, and he's just sitting here like resisting at all costs.
Yeah, it was like
that's one of the best meme templates, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the one that Elon shared it, right? Like
he did share it.
Yeah. I have to like.
There it is. It's up top. It's up top left.
Top left. Oh yeah, there it is.
But it's a funny thing, because I mean, True Social is probably working. He understands that the second he goes there, he's going to get a huge abandoning of his app.
Right.
So I wouldn't, if I would imagine that he's going to do some sort of API where he tweets from Truth to Twitter, so that because to not use it at all, but then acts at the same time, then people still don't have to go to Truth.
Well, if Trump runs as Kanye's vice president, which Kanye would like him to,
yeah, right.
I can't
advice for no man.
Yeah, well, that's what's funny about Ye. Like that, he just doesn't, like, he's on a different planet. Like, he really thought Trump was going to be like, "Oh yeah, it's a great idea. I wish I would have thought of this."
All right, good stuff. Minds.com, cooler than Twitter.
And Send some super minds. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.